So I'll start with you, Enzo, with my question. Well, I want to say first, when you and Cass were on the rise, I was kind of like in a little lull with pro wrestling. I was watching old footage and shit, and people kept coming up to me at work and going, "Oh, you got to watch this Enzo do." And I'm like, "What does he do? Three moonsaults off the balcony? What's his deal?" He goes, "No, this cat fucking talks like Paul Nash '97 talks." So I tuned in, and man, Enzo, you really stand out amongst your peers. I got to say that.
Thank you, bro. You know
Yeah,
what? It's funny. It's funny you should say that. I was talking about this promo book before, and in one of these
yeah.
promos, I recall in that promo, I think the one that was even there. I'm nuts, dude. I saw what I wrote, and I can remember it, right? So I just said in a promo one time in Dusty Rhodes promo class, um, underneath of this roof, the biggest investment that the WWE has made in about 20, 30, 40 years is in the talent, because the talent is the lifeblood of this company, and the universe that revolves around the talent being the sun and the WWE universe. All of the talent in this building amongst us is the next John Cena, because if he doesn't exist, then the company doesn't exist. That's why they invested all this fucking money in this program, in this building, because if somebody in this building is the biggest fucking star in the world, then this company
Fuck yeah.
doesn't exist. So why ain't it you, motherfucker? I look in a mirror and I just say to myself, it's me. It's fucking me. Because one of us has to be it. Look around. If there ain't another John Cena coming through the fucking pipeline, then this fucking company's going nowhere. So if you ain't fucking thinking like that, if you ain't thinking like it could be you, then you should be getting the fuck up out of here.
Fuck yeah.
And that's the essence of that promo, though. And I remember thinking that, like, look around, like, how make a rational thought in your brain. They
Yeah.
invested all this money. Look at all these rings. Look at this beautiful place they just built. I was just in Florida Championship Wrestling for a year. There was 3 rings there, one in the small little studio arena, and 2 in the backstage area that you couldn't fit enough people to sit down in. And they looked at the fucking the business plan of $1 billion business, and they went, what do we need to focus in on? The
Yeah.
talent. The
Talent.
talent, right? So with me having that knowledge and that privy way back then, I knew that this is for the taking. Like, this is for the taking. Whoever the fuck is in here, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, don't you
Yeah.
see this? I don't know what to tell you. So every time I got that microphone in front of people, that's the way I just thought about it. It was like, this is the brass ring. This is how we take it. This is it. And if you can't, if you don't, so to stand out amongst your peers, to your point, like,
Yeah.
man, I'm fucking 5 foot nothing, dude. Fucking 200 pounds, bro. Like, how am I gonna stand out, dude? So I just bust through the door. I never had a match before. If you're Seth Rollins and all these people, you have such a head start on me. It's crazy. Well, how am I
Sure.
going to get on this show? And I got on the TV show faster than maybe anybody in the history of the company. 6 months into this shit, I'm on the fucking TV with the microphone, and John Cena sees it and asks me to come to the ring with him, and I spell out the word soft, and next thing I know, I'm booked every weekend for the rest of my career, and I have no idea what the fuck is happening. I'm just learning as I'm just learning as it's going down, dog. And that is the best way to make it. That is pressure can burst a pipe or make a diamond. That is put you in the pressure cooker, put you in the fucking right in the middle of Hell's Kitchen, dude. Can you cook a meal here? Because like these people are hungry, and
So,
that's all you have to do is feed these people, man.
so while you're hanging in Hell's Kitchen, how do you handle with the loud internet voices and the other people around you who are just concerned about a seven-star match? How do you stand above that and basically be one of the very few, I mean, MJF and a couple others, but who actually truly focus on that promo game?
To me, it's never been about that. I didn't even know I didn't know who Dave Meltzer was when I had the cruiserweight, but I had the cruiserweight title on my waist, and I promise you, I didn't know who the fuck he was, what he wrote for. I didn't Google my name, and that is how I was able to be who I was, as confident as I was. I didn't read the comment section. I didn't go in. It wasn't until I left the WWE that I had no choice but to police my own page. And I had to realize that this is my page, bitch. This is my property. I'm not letting you live on it. If you come on here with hate, I'm blocking you. I'm deleting your comment and I'm getting rid of you forever. Don't come around my shit because this is mine. But when you're on television, you don't have to concern yourself with that shit. Okay? It's not until you're out here on these streets that you got to concern yourself with shit like that. So now I know what the dirt sheets are. Now I know what the internet buzz is. And I manipulated it when I got out of WWE between the Survivor Series thing, jumping the guardrail at Ring of Honor, and the other theatrical things I did on the internet. I was able to manipulate it and use it to my advantage. Everyone that pretends that they knew we were going to jump that guardrail at Ring of Honor, Dave Meltzer didn't know what the fuck happened that night. Like, you could let them use you or you could use them. And I played it up to my detriment, honestly, because those people are powerful. All those voices that come together on the internet talking shit about me, they prevented me from wrestling the Briscoes at Madison Square Garden. And that booking got taken away from me, and I can never get it back again because of boisterous people on the internet that had nothing but terrible things to say about me that scared Ring of Honor from booking Madison Square Garden the next day. You would have sold it out. So, like, I see that it can be used to your detriment when people think that I am this person that's crazy enough to jump a guardrail at Survivor Series. Like, that was a work, bro. Whether they were in on it or not, I was in on it. You know?
Anthony, do you have anything else?
Good shit. Yeah, I had one more for Enzo and one for Kev. I don't even know if you want to touch it, Enzo. It's up to you. But for years, Janela's been blabbing about that brawl on the boardwalk. Do you have any comment on that?
Man, I saw Joey Janela at a Jets game or a Giants game maybe last year, and I didn't even realize it was him. Honestly, I didn't even know it was him. And he stuck his hand out, and when I looked at the hand and I looked at the face, I realized who it was, and I shook his hand. So, with that being said, I have nothing to say about the guy.
Okay.
Awesome. I think he kind of said the same thing about you. He put you over and said, "Let bygones be bygones" in recent months, which is cool.
I mean, I've never had a gripe against the guy. It was when Big Cass was going through rehab that Joey Janela was talking about an incident that occurred between the two of them while drinking a beer in his hand on a podcast that I thought was completely just out of line. And since then, Big Cass has made amends with Joey. So that was my brother. And that was where the heat came from. It never came from me. If you have heat with Cass, you got heat with me. And if you got heat with Zoe, you got heat with Cass. That's the way that shit works, bro. His heat got squashed, so did mine, right?
So you took the lead from him, basically, because it was centered around him. Gotcha. You got something for Kev, Anthony, before we go?
Yeah, just speaking of good talkers, Kev, Mike Sanders, he's been popping up doing interviews again, always speaking highly of you. And if you just have any stories or commentary about above average Mike Sanders, Kev.
He was a natural. He's got good humor. He's very intelligent, good public speaker. He was just, I think, very, very much like Enz, where he wasn't going to go out there and do anything, he wasn't going to do some fucking 25 flip fucking moonsault power bomb 290. He would get his heat talking and then take an ass beating. And but to me, I mean, he was money. I took him under my wing because I saw it immediately.